Only up from here, and together we rise. I'm seeing the manta ray and the monarch butterfly. What do we know about manta rays? Well, they're filter feeders. They have a gentle nature. Manta means cloak or blanket. They're also known as devilfish because their head fins resemble horns. The monarch. Well, monarchs take a long annual migration. They're also toxic to many who try to eat them because of their diet of milkweed. Some cultures associate them with returning spirits during the Day of the Dead. Their wings are actually made up of small scales, which make them more aerodynamic, and those scales also easily detach, which helps them escape spider webs. Ignoring intuition and nightmares. Perhaps your intuition is trying to speak to you through your nightmares. There's a warning there that perhaps you're not heeding. It's interesting that the manta means cloak. It's sort of giving, well, devil energy, because that's a nickname for a manta ray, is a devilfish. I feel like somebody in your energy is not what they appear to be. This person is highly cloaked, but your intuition is really trying to warn you about who this person really is. Maybe you've been having, like scary dreams about this person, and they don't really make sense to you because in the waking world, there's nothing really that screams out to you about this person that would make you feel that way about them. This person could be cloaked with magic. Perhaps they do practice magic. And at first glance, you would not think that about this person. Heavy on the devil energy with this individual. Talking about the monarch and the scales easily detaching, I feel like your intuition is trying to warn you that you need to detach your energy from this person. If not, you're going to be wound up in a web. I'm hearing the Knight of Wands and the Nine of Swords. Wow. The Nine of Swords is depicted with someone who's having a nightmare. That's literally what it looks like on the card. It can also talk about fear, worry, anxiety, negative thoughts, a restless mind, self-doubt. The Knight of Wands talks about new and exciting adventure, hard work and dedication, a clear plan of action, igniting your passion, ambitious energy, rapid progress. I'm seeing you implementing a body movement routine, something that you can stay consistent with, and connecting the dots, finding what works for you. I feel like that's talking about your intuition making connections about this manta ray energy. Be the change. If you remain consistent, you will see change. That could be talking about your physical health, your mental health. There's new and exciting energy coming in, and it could come in quickly, but I feel like this manta ray energy is going to try to block your blessings. That's what I'm hearing, blocking your blessings. It's being blocked by your association with this person. And as I said, on the outside, things do not appear amiss with this person, but they really have some dark and heavy energy around them. I feel like you're in this monarch energy. You've already been on a long migration. This could be a spiritual journey. It could be a financial journey, getting your finances into order. They have beautiful bright patterns, which also serves as a warning. Just those colors of orange and black. Perhaps orange is your favorite color. With the monarch being toxic to those who would try to make a meal out of them, they're protected by the things that they eat, right? Their diet of milkweed protects them from predators. I feel like you're also spiritually protected. I feel like for some of you, you've been working really hard and you just don't really understand why things are not progressing the way that they should be at this point, right? It's this person's energy that's interfering somehow. I'm seeing travel money and old-fashioned savings. I feel like you're possibly saving for an important trip, maybe a girl's trip. Up to this point, I feel like you have no reason to be confrontational with this manta ray energy. But the closer it comes time for you to take this trip, and this is something that you've been putting money away for quite some time. I feel like this is a dream vacation, right? It could be a cruise or a trip abroad. I saw like one of those Viking cruise ships for some reason. Maybe some of you have something booked with that. Or my point is, the closer that you get to this trip, you're going to see a different side of this person. They do not want you to go on this trip at all. Maybe there's a jealous side of them that you haven't seen. You're going to. That is what your intuition has been trying to warn you about with these nightmares. Maybe this person is being really mean to you in this dream, especially if you've had it more than once and you just can't figure it out. Like, why would I have dreams like that about this person? They've never given me a reason to think this. Well, it's because this dark energy is cloaked. It's devil energy. Literally, it is. It's very chaotic and toxic. I'm hearing, get the creativity flowing. The universe is reminding you that there's a need here for you to hone what comes natural to you, whether that's painting or music or whatever it is. There's something that you seem to have a natural proclivity for. It could be being a good listener or being comfortable with talking in public, you know. The universe is trying to tell you that that is where your success lies. And for some of you, you've already been working toward this. Your soul knows. I keep hearing that over and over and over. Don't discount what your intuition and dreams are trying to tell you. I feel like you have stronger intuition than perhaps you give yourself credit for. Maybe you've never even explored the idea of being intuitive at all. Your intuition at this time is really trying to connect those dots for you. I feel like there's a need for you to meditate or take some time to really reflect. Even though you may not be able to think of something right offhand that would put you off about this person, if you would take just a few minutes to really try to calm and ground and center yourself. The universe is saying that there have been red flags, so to speak, but they were subtle. And you could be dating this person, but maybe you're not. Maybe you've just met this person. Anytime this trip comes up and you get excited about it, watch for the micro expressions. If you don't know what those are, look that up. It's a really quick flash of an expression that most people would not be aware of or would miss altogether. It's very brief. It can tell you a lot about how someone really feels about what you were talking about at the time. The universe is saying, watch for those micro expressions when you bring this trip up. You'll see it. You'll see how this person really feels about not just this trip, I feel like, but you trying to move forward in a positive manner. And if you've just met this person, to you, it won't be fathomable that they would care one way or the other, really, right? Maybe you just started talking to this person and you're not even exclusive, or, you know what I mean? Maybe they get quiet on the phone if you bring this trip up, and I don't feel like you're throwing it in their face at all. They either get really quiet and sulky, or they try to change the subject because they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to hear you talk about it. Maybe they're jealous of you in some way. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's a friend that you've just made. It doesn't have to be a lover, right? There's some jealous energy going on here for some of you. I'm hearing oregano. Oregano oil offers immune support. It's an anti-inflammatory and antioxidant. It also can treat acne. Coconut oil. Coconut oil can help treat skin inflammation. It's very hydrating for the skin and hair. It can also boost metabolism. There is positive change that wants to come in with this Knight of Wands energy. There's hard work and dedication here, but this energy that's around you is blocking this from coming in. I'm hearing ride your coattails. I mean, this person is going to try to benefit off of your success, maybe in a very toxic way. You may not have relied on your intuition very heavily up till now. You have very powerful intuition. Do not ignore these nightmares. It could even be that you're psychic and you don't know it. So you may be getting more dreams in general, right? You need to start a dream journal. You need to be journaling. When you first write down a lot of your dreams, it just seems crazy. Some of the stuff that you dream is crazy, but a lot of times it's symbolic, right? And it's not until you read over it several times and connect the dots, right, with your waking brain. We're sort of behind our subconscious, and it takes us a little time to piece it together sometimes, right? If you write your dreams down, keep a little pad by your bedside table. I feel like you really are pretty keen on remembering the things that you dream, especially when you first wake up. You have very vivid dreams. Not everyone's like that, by the way. If you would take just a few minutes, even if you're half asleep, in your groggy state, try to write down just a few key terms that will maybe jog your memory when you're more fully awake later in the day, right? Do that for at least a week, 2 weeks maybe. Make some notes about what you dream, especially the nightmares, and see what your intuition is trying to tell you. There's something there that you need to know. There's something that you don't see in the waking hours that you need to see. And I'm not trying to make you super suspicious and crazy, but there is a need for you to look at something closer. Because I feel like if you don't, it's going to be problematic later on down the road. There's going to come a point where this person is going to try to sabotage you where this trip is concerned. Like maybe they've offered to take you to the airport to catch your flight, right? Oh boy. Don't. Just don't. My gosh, at face value, it would seem like a very genuine and sweet offer. Oh, just let me take you to the airport. It's no problem, right? Absolutely not. Because they will find a way to sabotage you getting there on time to catch your flight, right? And it will seem innocent. Oh, we had a flat tire. And you don't understand that they let the air out of the tire before they even come to get you. I'm serious. It's that cringy, you guys. Ooh. That's the kind of energy we're talking about, okay? And for some of you, this trip is sort of centered around work in some way. Maybe it's a conference or something like that, and then there's going to be an opportunity to play and do fun things afterwards, right? But it's important. If it's for your job, it's important. And I feel like this person is really going to try to keep you from being there. And they're going to do some grimy shit to keep you from this trip. My goodness. Pay attention. They don't want you to go for whatever reason. It doesn't make sense on its face, but that energy is very strong. Forward movement is, I'm hearing third quarter, July through September. Perhaps that's when your trip is scheduled. Either this trip is going to be important for your finances, or it's going to be because you meet someone that's going to be important in your future. It could be a love interest, but for some of you that's possible. For some of you it has to do with a lifelong friend, like someone that's going to be in your life in a positive way for a long time. I feel like this energy recognizes the importance of this trip for you. And I know we're talking it to death, but it's important. With this monarch energy, the scales easily detaching. Detachment, I feel like, is key for you right now with this energy that's around you. People who follow their intuition, it doesn't have to get to shit show status before you listen, right? Being guided by your intuition and that inner knowing, you listen just because you listen. It's not because things have gotten to dumpster fire and then you think, oh yeah, maybe I should listen. That's not being led by your intuition. You need to listen before the shit show happens. That's the whole point of giving you a warning. I feel like there's a real strong need for some of you to detach from this energy before it even makes sense to do so. Guess what? You don't have to give a reason. If you don't want to look crazy and say, well, I had a dream that my intuition's telling me that you're a shit stain. Oh my God. You probably seem a little batshit crazy, but hey, that's okay. You don't have to explain yourself. I'm detaching my energy from you because I said that's what I'm doing, and that's it, period. Enough said. I love you guys. I hope this helps somehow. As always, I pray for your abundance in all good things and encourage you to take the next step of your journey with confidence and a renewed sense of hope. I like to leave you with the food for thought quote of the day. And today's quote is, "Never apologize for trusting your intuition. Your brain can play tricks. Your heart can be blind, but your gut is always right." Unknown. Only up from here, and together we rise.